Hello everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach under the sun. Reason why there's no such coaching program like my coaching program anywhere on the internet, because I've developed it myself throughout the last 8 years that I've been a coach, 7 years off of YouTube, and now a year and a half on YouTube, meeting all sorts of people. And the second reason is because nobody spends as much time on their clients like I do. 2 to 3 times per week we rendezvous, whichever package you choose. All the information for me is below, whether that's audio exchange unlimited, monthly unlimited, whether that's Zoom sessions, monthly unlimited. And by unlimited, I mean 2 to 3 times per week. And in between, you have access to me via email and text. And lastly, but certainly not least, phone sessions deluxe. And that includes as well 2 to 3 times per week phone calls that are recorded. I record everything for posterity. In between, you can communicate with me with text and emails, but also audios. Okay, so that's for somebody who really needs a lot of hand-holding, who really wants to make a change in their life. And normally I recommend 2 to 3 months in coaching with me for the full program to be covered in earnest. Okay, 1 month is just not enough. You can start with 1 month and see improvements for yourself and realize, usually all people do in my coaching, that 1 month is not enough. You might as well finish the full program so that you never need another coach again. And if you show up to work with me and really dedicate yourself, make the time and the effort for this to really turn out successfully, you will never need another coach. True story. Okay, another course that I have for those who are advanced already in manifestation game is the speed course for a month. This is 4 times a week we interact, so that's very intense and you have to be able to do that. But it covers essentially my coaching program in a speedy way. That's the speedy course for a month. But again, you have to be advanced. You really have to already be somewhere along the way in the manifestation game. You just need to fine tune it, and I can teach you every trick in the book, just like I teach everybody in my coaching. But you really need to show up prepared to work. Okay, if you have any questions about my coaching, all the information again is below. Lastly, I need to mention, if you want to make up your mind, excuse me, before booking me, you can always book an hour session, but with the intention of getting into coaching with me. So today's subject, I really couldn't wait to, excuse me, to cover. It's the subject of today is creating a radical change in your SP. I really want to talk about. Now remember, everything I cover on my channel, I say it every once and again, to remind everybody, this is for those people who already understand, who already have done the work, right? So don't expect yourself, if you haven't been in coaching with me, or you haven't been in coaching period, if you haven't processed your emotions or beliefs, worked on anything, and just to hoopla start manifesting. It doesn't exist. Like, this is why in my coaching I cover your history first. I need to understand what's going on in your psyche. I need to understand what kinds of problems you're dealing with and why. Okay, and then towards the middle of the coaching, then we start addressing manifestation. First things first is to understand why you haven't been manifesting already, because the thing is, you're already manifesting, you're just not manifesting what you want. Okay, so this is provided you've done the work on your beliefs, but this is possible. And the other exception I make is if a person was abusive to you. I don't imagine anybody wanting to resurrect anything abusive, or anybody who was abusive. You could change that person at a distance and forgive them. But reenacting a relationship like this, I really see no point. Okay, I think the damage has been done. The best thing to do, in my opinion, is to heal, to examine why you even manifested this person, and then create a new version of yourself, thus creating a new reality. And so creating a radical change within your SP is actually not that difficult, provided you understand that you have the power over them, and you've had the power over them all along. Now, let's back up a second. This SP that you've manifested, that is in your life today, you've manifested them, okay? You at some point decided to manifest, whether consciously or unconsciously, this person who is in your life or absent from your life and doing some other things right now, whether that's with a third party or in no contact, or you don't even know where they are. Okay, so you really need to examine that period in your life, what kinds of conversations you were having with yourself. The only person I care about in my coaching parenthesis here is you. Because if I understand what you are thinking day in and day out, what kinds of situations you have going on in your mind, I've got it made as far as I know how to direct you to really correct that and to manifest something different. And so you need to examine what you were contemplating, what kinds of ideas you were dreaming up, what kinds of reactions, what kinds of beliefs were in process, what kinds of emotions were bubbling up within you when you met this person. Very important. This person was already in motion. With all the drama panorama that you're experiencing or have experienced with them, that was already in motion, created by you. Make no mistake, their eye color, the work they do for a living, the way that they are, everything about them is an amalgamation of your psyche. Okay, consciously or unconsciously, you have created and attracted this person into your life. It's as if, not really as if, but go along here. You are the director of your reality, a literal movie director, and your reality is a movie, and you've literally scripted, unconsciously or unconsciously, the script about this person, this character. You gave them life. Okay, so just like you gave them life, in the same manner, you can recreate them from scratch. Okay, you can top to bottom recreate them. Okay, they're not like this anymore. They're not possessive. They're not jealous. They're supportive of me. They're faithful and loyal till their fucking dying breath. They only have eyes for me. They're so generous with me. Whatever you want them to do. They're licking gem off my toes 24/7. They're giving me foot massage. They're taking me out to wonderful dates. They're proposing to me. La 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 la. Okay, whatever you want. And you see, lots of you don't realize that the good stuff is easy to manifest. There's no resistance there, or shouldn't be any resistance. No, like ideally there shouldn't be any resistance, because the good stuff, the universe wants you to have that shit. It really fucking does. So if you're going in with ideas that the good stuff is hard and the shitty stuff is easy, it is reversed, my darling. It is reversed. You have it completely wrong. The bad stuff takes a lot of effort to manifest. Let me tell you this right now. You really have to keep insisting on it, like, I'm afraid of this, I'm afraid of this, I don't want this to happen, I'm insecure about this, ado. And then eventually, ta-da, manifestation. Like, it really takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and energy, like I said. The good stuff now, it doesn't take nearly as much effort and nearly as much kind of like insistence upon it. You can just like under your breath wish for something for 1 second, and this thing will reappear in your life like so mad easy, provided you don't have any resistance towards it. Obviously, if you have resistance towards money, if you have resistance towards this peace and this, that, and the other, this is something that you need to clear and really need to work on it and understand why. Because there is no rhyme or reason. Some people are really good at manifesting money, not so good in relationships, and vice versa. Really good at relationship, not so good in money. Why not have the both? Everything is possible, and health included. All of it is easy. You're the one who's dictating what is not easy for you. Now realize that you're the one who's choosing the situation, and understand that you are the one who can correct it. Okay, so it's your job to represent a new idea about this person to yourself. And the only person you need to convince of this reality, of this parallel reality that has always already existed, before you even met that person, before you even dreamt about this person, or scripted, or even just kind of like subconsciously started formulating some things about the kind of person you want to meet, this reality has already been existing, will always already exist. You're the only one not connecting to it. So you must represent this person to yourself in a new light. You have to understand that it's your choice. So if you have resentment, if you have unfinished business and drama, trauma, panorama, you need to clear that. It's your job. Don't wait for them to show up to apologize. It's never going to happen. You need to forgive, you need to let go, you need to be a brand new version of yourself, and then they show up and they mirror back to you the change that you have been working on. Okay? Don't be like, oh, I need them to show up to apologize and then I'll forgive. Okay, you'll be waiting forever. Don't worry, I'll wait. I'm sorry. Sip of my cherry tea. I love it, love it, love it so much. And so you need to represent them differently. In your mind, it needs to click in. They're like this and like this and like that. It's the same amount of effort to choose the shitty shit versus the good shit. The same amount of effort. Choose. The thing that trips a lot of people up is the emotional baggage, the emotional attachment to the old story, to the old drama, trauma, panorama. Let it go. I know it's very hard in some cases. Don't worry, I've done my own share of work on certain situations. But the idea is, whether you want this person back or not, it truly doesn't matter. It serves you not to hold on to these situations and emotions, because let me tell you something, it will be reproduced in the next person if you don't forgive this one, okay? It'll just snowball and get bigger and bigger and bigger. And the universe is trying to get your attention like, hello, you need to forgive this person, otherwise drama, trauma, panorama all over again. And it's like a vicious circle. I'm sure a lot of you will resonate. It's like, new kind of day, same shit. New kind of day, same kind of person shows up in my life. New relationship, same kind of problems. Okay, why? Because you're the one who is projecting out these ideas that you have downloaded. And so it's your job to choose a new scenario. How would you like this person to talk to you? How would you like this person to treat you? How would you like this person to be now? And however unbelievable this may sound to you, but the radical change is just as easy as a small change. The idea is to really challenge your belief system and to really understand that any change is possible, because the parallel realities truly provide myriads of possibilities for you. Like the very insane kind of radical change. Like your whole life you've known this person and they've done something. Let's just say you've been married to the same person, I don't know, 20, 30 years, and this person was like this and like that. You can change them overnight if you wanted to. If you were really committed to this change, if you were really kind of zeroed in on this change, like whatever bothers you about them, or you've dated somebody and you live together, or like you haven't heard from somebody, you know, I don't know, in 6 years or something crazy like that, which is, by the way, is not really crazy. I've heard all sorts of different other stories in my coaching. Excuse me. And now all of a sudden they're reaching out to you, they're apologizing, and they're telling you everything you wanted to hear. Now here's the thing. Some of you manifest this after you've given up, because there's no resistance. Giving up is truly not really giving up. It's just, there's no resistance. So you have to do it very kind of like lightheartedly, okay? And I'm going to explain, because I'm going to tell you about a story that I already discussed on my channel, but it will serve to do it again, because this was truly one of those situations where, you know, I was left speechless, first of all, but also not so much, but also yes, you know, but it was so precise what happened that for me, it was yet another confirmation that what we're doing here as human beings is truly just creating our own theater. There's nothing else going on, okay? Let me just check my notes really quick. Right. And so I had this situation where I was involved in a project. And I have many different projects going on, but this one in particular, I really wanted to complete. And I've worked on it on my end for a long time, maybe like a year already. And it was I can't really talk about it, something that, you know, whatever, copyright and trademark and blah, blah, blah. And one of my friends, who also happened to be a lawyer, wanted to be involved, and we've talked about this and this and that, And I told him, look, I have a deadline by which I need to do this for certain reasons. And if you're coming aboard, I really need your commitment. So we were going to go 50-50 on this. And there were some things that, needed to be done by a certain period of time. We needed to go and, put together some paperwork, la, la, la. And the entire time he was kind of like, yeah, all right, this sounds good and blah, blah, blah. And when it came to the day where I needed his commitment, literally to put up the money, he started backing down, and he was like, yeah, I don't know, maybe this is not da da da, and like literally the night before, okay, or something like the day before. And I literally had like 24 hours to correct this, because I had meetings scheduled with other people that, if this guy was not going to do it, like, I mean, this was all wasted, in other words. I could not do it. I really needed to do it, right? And it was too little time for me to find somebody else, and this was the perfect person for me to do it with anyway. And for whatever reason, he started doing this, and I was like trying to talk to him, and I was like, you know what, I'm wasting my time. I need to script this shit. And I literally sat down and I scripted it, but in detail, okay? I don't know, maybe he had some like marital problems going on. I don't know what the fuck he was going through, but anyway. And I said, look, here's what's going to happen. He's going to change overnight. He's going to be totally agreeable. He's going to want to do that and more, because there were several steps to this process. It's a pattern, so that's why I can't really discuss it. He's going to be smiling at me, whereas before he was like really angry for some reason. I didn't understand any of it really. And he's going to be really happy that he came on board. So I really wanted him to be happy, like not like doing begrudgingly, right? And I literally scripted like as a scene, like as you would read a script for a movie, what he says, what I say, where we meet, la la la, in the lawyer's office, boo boo boo. And then I added a scene. I have this favorite church on Lexington Avenue that I love going to, really cute church. And I would go to church and I would thank, my angels, God, whatever, what have you. I grew up into religions, but I really particularly like that church. And so I would go and sit down and say a prayer and say thank you very much, because this was really meaningful to me that it came true. And then, I don't know, go out for drinks with my man or something like this. But that part was whatever, easy. So I scripted this and I read it over and over and over again. But what I also did was I visualized it and I saw it in my mind and I felt it. I saw his smiling face. I saw his, him and I going into the office, signing the paperwork, putting down the money. Everything happened exactly as I scripted it. But next morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, after we were like not really talking very well, at 7 o'clock in the morning, he's texting me. He's like, meet me there. I just have a couple more questions to ask you, but I think, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready basically with my end. And we met. He was smiling. He was agreeable. He was like making jokes and, oh, let's do lunch later, la la la, and all this kind of stuff. So we did that. We had lunch in a beautiful restaurant, and we celebrated. I went to the church afterwards. I sat down, and it was like, when I sat down in the church and I said my prayer, I'm like, this is like I'm reliving this. You see, I've commended it forward and created this experience for me. And it was like, I have already been here. I'm just reliving it. But the change was so drastic from one day to another, where he didn't want to do it at all. He's like, no, 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 no. And the money's too big and all the excuses in the world, right? To totally different person, like totally agreeable, like overnight, all right? Overnight. Because my convincing didn't work in the 3D, something else did. I switched realities, okay? So what happened here? I had no resistance to it. First of all, I really wanted to do it. You have to have the burning desire. Secondly, I had no resistance towards believing these things because I've experienced even crazier shit, okay? Where I made things disappear. I've met the same person twice and I didn't remember what, where they met me or how they met me. I did that on purpose though, because I kind of wanted to fuck with myself, kind of like, I'll prove myself that I'm really the queen of my universe. And I did this on purpose. I sent out an intention and said, like, I'm going to manifest people I already met, but they are never going to remember that they met me, and just for fun experiment these kind of things. And there are like innumerable other situations where changing reality so drastically that there is no other explanation other than you've literally radically changed the circumstances due to your amazing and just stubborn and relentless belief that you could do it, that you can do it like this. It's more fun to do it fast. It's more fun to do it so radically. It's more fun to not tiptoe around your manifestation, but be like, hello, how are you? Good morning. I'm doing this. And this is how it is. And this is how it is. And this is how it is. Now, that confidence that everybody talks about on my channel and my coaching and people write to me, that takes time to develop. This is what your work is, quite frankly, right? Where you sit down and you say, it's my way or the motherfucking highway over here. And I'm going to take, those of you in my coaching know, an index card or two and describe my situation, or I'm going to take, like a notepad like I have for my notes, and script it out. And this is exactly what's going to happen verbatim. And I mean, he told me the words that I've literally scripted in my script. Okay, in my script. Like some of it, like the jokes and stuff, like I didn't even think he was going to be in the mood to joke. But essentially it went with the mood of like lightheartedness and being jovial and this and that. And so if you think that your SP went somewhere, or your SP, this is it, this is the situation that you're dealt with, that nothing else is going to happen, or your money went somewhere, or the business is not taking off and you're doing something wrong. No, there is a parallel reality where your SP is exactly as you want them to be. There is a parallel reality in which your money is exactly how you want it to be. There is a parallel reality that whatever you want it to be, however you want it to be, your business is taking off, your weight is melting off of your body, you're getting younger. Don't even get me started on that. That I know for a fact from my own personal experience, that this whole situation about weight and looking younger, it's all up here. It's all up here. You can look as old as you want or as young as you want. The end. Period. The end. The only person to convince of this change is you. So you can experiment on nothing easier, for me personally, in my opinion, nothing easier than experiment on an SP, because it's actually fun to experiment on another person and prove to yourself, like time and time again, that you're the one in control. If you're thinking right now that there's a separate person or people walking around out there and they're independent of you, abandon that idea. They're not independent of you. They're an extension of you. Everything is an extension of you. Okay, I've talked about this on my channel like incessantly. Everything is you. Okay, everything you see where you are right now is you. How so? It's your consciousness. It is made of you. It's made of your energy. Doesn't literally mean that I am, whatever, the chair or the lamp or the this or the that. It's an extension of me by definition, because it's in my reality. And whatever isn't in my reality isn't of my energy. And so if you want your SP back, if you want them to conduct themselves accordingly to your imagination and wishes, if you want your money, if you want your whatever, you have to change your consciousness. You have to change the ideas that are circulating in your mind about what's possible for you and about how powerful you really are. Okay? There, I just gave it to you. If you think you're this little tiny person walking around and doing their shit and nothing else of consequence will ever happen, and you have no influence on the outside world, I agree, that's pretty sad if you know, if that's the kind of like the thought process. But if you really start paying attention on how you're really affecting everybody around you, how you're really affecting your money, haven't you noticed whenever you're depressed or sad or whatever, or angry or something like this, shit just doesn't go right? I mean, just simplistically put, when you're happy, when you're excited, when you're motivated, when you're inspired, everything's just like and so it just proves a point. Your vibration makes all of this happen. If your vibration is slow and low and depressing and boo, nothing too excited about in your life, I beg to differ. You woke up today. How about that? You have this incredible potential of being a creator of your life. Hello? Animals don't have it. You're the only kind of situation on planet Earth, the only kind of specimen that has this potential, has this incredible gift. Use it. Flowers don't have it. They're just like, I'm stuck here. And flowers do have consciousness also, but a flower is just a flower. A human mind has imagination, has the power of will. You can will things, you can think things, you can feel things into creation. And so it's up to you. Look in the mirror every single day, when you're brushing your teeth, when you're doing your hair and this and that, and just remind yourself, put a little post-it on the mirror, why don't you, and say, I'm the creator, I'm in charge, I'm the CEO of my life. What am I creating today? Just remind yourself, oh yeah, it's up to me, I forgot. So don't forget, write it down. Let me check my notes. The frequency in which you're operating right now, if you don't have what you want, isn't the frequency you belong on if you want to see that manifestation. That frequency of fear, insecurities, doubts, okay, all the stuff makes it invisible, literally invisible to you. It just makes it disappear. It vibrates it out of your life. Where you remember how you felt when you were in love. Remember how it felt when you had a lot of money. All of you, I'm sure, had money in your life, okay, at some point. Received money out of the blue or however. Remember what that felt. Remember what it felt like to maybe get your new job for the first time, how excited you were, or start your new business where you were really excited and believed in the potential of it. Get your juices flowing in the direction of your desire. Remember what it feels like. Or imagine what it would feel like. What would, if I gave you $1 million right now, you would feel completely differently if you didn't have $1 million before. Or maybe you do have $1 million right now and you want 2 more. I don't know. You want 100 more. How would that feel? Okay. If you got that house, if you got that promotion, what would you feel? And so you walking around with that conviction day in and day out, that my SP is like this, my house is like this, my money is like this, creates the radical change. Now, for the golden nugget, here's the deal. It's how intense you are about it. If you're like me, I'm a bulldog with my manifestations. I never give up on my manifestations, and I'm so adamant about it that I will read the script over and over. Now, I didn't force it. It was really pleasurable for me to read this. This is very important. But I literally derived such pleasure from reading it over and over again and feeling these emotions. And I've finally completed this project, and it's going to be fantastic, and it's going to be on the way. And let me tell you something, I'm so grateful for that experience and for my perseverance, because that gift just kept on giving, and you can do the same. And it's just one of the multitude of things that you can do with your life. There's always like a turning point in your life where you change something and your entire world changes, right? And it just keeps on giving. That kind of like timeline jump or quantum leap or whatever you want to call it really creates new amazing possibilities for you, where you'll thank yourself later for being so deliberate, for being so persistent, okay? And this is why, if you don't understand what I just said, and if you don't have that passion and drive today, it really does help to come into coaching for somebody to inspire you, to really give you that oomph, this kind of energy, where it will literally pay enormous dividends. I don't care who you are, what you do for a living, how old you are, where you come from. You investing in you pays tremendous dividends, and sometimes it does take a really strong-minded coach to pull it out of you, for you to start believing in yourself, to transform your life, and to watch your world literally reflected back to you in all areas of your life. And that, to me, is money well spent. Thank you very much for watching. I recorded this for you. I will make more videos in the future. I'm making the effort, just like I promised. All the information from me is below. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.